Hey Cudahy to all my friends and relatives in four directions. This is Robert Pilot of Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake. I'm here to ask you for your support. Finding honest Native-centered news is not easy, but with your support, we're able to provide accurate information about Standing Rock, Line 3, treaty violations, and COVID-19 in our Native communities. Please visit Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon and donate if you can. That's Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon. Pinigigi, and thank you for your support.
Signing up for $1 bus and train rides with the Transit Assistance Program, or TAP, is quick and easy. Do it straight from your computer or phone by uploading one of the pre-approved documents listed at metrotransit.org/TAP, along with a copy of your ID. We'll mail you a to-go card with a full year of discounted rides. For questions or translation help, call 612-373-3333. 612-373-3333.
Why must the world be so cold? They've gone against what was told. Thinking rape is cool? Think about it. They think it's not wrong. Violence against women, the rape, the abuse, the emotional, physical. They all hold the hate. Think about it. Is it right or wrong? What attracts you? I'm not saying no names, but you laugh. Talk about it like nothing is wrong. Think about it. They all hold the hate. Gotta stop the violence. Stop the hate. Think about it.
Sponsored by the Minnesota Indian Women's Sexual Assault Coalition.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
Your heart beats for generations. Take care of it.
There's a lot that we can do to take care of ourselves. And so I think it's important to take the smaller steps and break it down into more manageable pieces, because the little steps leads to big changes.
Every beat of your heart tells a story of love, resilience, and hope. For Indigenous women, taking care of your heart means creating more moments with the ones you cherish. Let's protect that story. Learn more at hennepin.us/heart-beats.
With a look at your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Willia. Partly cloudy tonight with a low of 27, then Tuesday sunshine with a high of 42. The music is still the hottest at Crooner's Supper Club in Fridley. Crooner's is located just north of I-694 off Highway 65 and Moore Lake Drive. View their upcoming music schedules and food menus at croonersloungemn.com.
Portions of Native Roots Radio may be pre-recorded.
It's a good day to be Indigenous.
Get up, stand up.
They are going to become more brutal.
Couldn't cut, hitting cut again.
Because all the hippies were trying to be Indians anyway.
They're going to become more repressive because it's a matter of dollars and their illusionary concepts of power.
Hey, Victor.
We must live in balance with the earth.
And also with recent happenings at Wounded Knee.
I am awake.
Welcome to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Wakanja Hade. Hey, Cudahy to all my friends and relatives in four directions. You are listening to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Robert Pilot. Hey, we discuss local, national, Native news and events, and as you know, Chujunk, Native issues are human issues, and human issues are Native issues.
Yes, Dega, you are right. This portion of the show is supported by the Minnesota Indian Women's Sexual Assault Coalition.
Yeah, a lot going on here, and we're going to have a big show here. But before we get it and talk about our show, Haley, some things have happened in here in the community that we wanted to discuss. One of the things that we wanted to mention is Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center here in the Twin Cities. Because of the great work they do in serving our community and communities, there was a issue that happened there, Haley.
Yes, there was, Robert. And I think this is a good thing to tie into March being Women's History Month. Just kind of, talking about MIWRC, Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center, because they serve women in our communities, but also their families. So MIWRC is leading the way with our women for our women. So they're a big part of our community here. I just want to recognize all the work that they do, especially during Women's History Month, but also Ruth Anna Buffalo, CEO, is a good friend of ours, Robert, and a weekly guest every Tuesday. And Ruth Ann has been leading the crew at MIWRC. And last night, it was really unfortunate, but we saw MIWRC was one of the organizations that were targeted with vandalism in our community. And I guess the windows were broken, a couple other things. And this is the statement put out by MIWRC. So Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center works every day to make our spaces a safe haven for the community, since we know many of our relatives are coming to us during some of the most vulnerable times. This is why we are saddened that our space was compromised by vandalism. While we are hurt by this action, we pray for the perpetrators and hope that they are able to direct their energy to spaces that are more productive to society. If you would like to help, MIWRC is accepting donations to support the cleanup. So if you are able to, please visit www.miwrc.org/donate.
Yeah, really. Thank you for reading that. A really unfortunate situation and happening here in our community, and we're really sad to announce this. And I don't know, Haley. I think you might have heard that some other Native places were vandalized too.
That's what I heard from a friend of ours and a community member who's on boots on the ground all the time in Minneapolis. Yeah, a couple other orgs were targeted. I can't remember offhand what they said, but kind of seems like a targeted attack against organizations that are serving our Native communities.
Yeah, really sad. And it's interesting. I was down at the at the Indian Center today, and checking out the canoe and seeing community, and it's a sad situation, and it's a thriving community there on Franklin Avenue, and I just really sad that we're reporting this, Haley.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you have anything, if you're able to contribute, go to miwrc.org. They have that donate tab, I think, right as soon as you get into their website. And yeah, shout out to the community members. I know people probably showed up today helping with that cleanup. Yeah, I don't know with the cold weather and stuff, how they're able to remain operable with their programming inside MIWRC in the community room and everything. But yeah, I'm sure Ruth will talk about it more tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. Also, I switched gears a little bit there, put some tobacco out for our relatives here, and donate to the site. But to switch gears a little bit, I got to see you this weekend, and it was really great to see community and be in community at St. Paul Johnson, and we talked about that. Got to see my grandchildren's first powwow. They were at their first powwow Sunday, and got to see both my daughters and son-in-law and Haley.
Yeah, there was everyone at that powwow. So shout out to community for showing up for that, honoring John Bobolink Healing in Four Directions powwow yesterday at Johnson High School in St. Paul. That was yeah, it was so great to see many familiar faces. Senator Kunish was there, as well as Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan. And they read a proclamation, too, from the governor's office, which was really special, honoring John Bobolink. And then, yeah, I just want to recognize all the dancers and people who volunteered to put that on. I know Health was big contribution to that, as well as the American Indian Family Center.
Yeah, definitely. And, John was ahead of the Indigenous or Native American parent committee, but in St. Paul Public Schools, he was the head cheese there, and did a lot of great work. And towards the end, before he passed, he had being able to smudge in school and have regalia on our caps for our graduation. And I know, me as being a former teacher, that was not the norm when I started, and there was a lot of big pushback serious pushback about
Mm-hmm.
us doing our thing during graduation and really celebrating our relatives, Haley.
Yeah, so it's so important to honor John and recognize the work that he's done for us, especially St. Paul, American Indian education programs. And yeah, the smudging and wearing your tobacco medicine pouch in school should be no questions for our Native students.
Yeah, I agree. And it was good to celebrate him. And I've always, I was not in Indian ed as a teacher. I was a regular teacher, but you know, saw John speak up for our kids and was just a great guy that really had a great heart. And I always say too, because we always didn't see eye to eye. He never held a grudge, and that's so I can't say that
Yeah.
about a lot of people I know.
Always, yeah, and that says a lot too about John and his personality and his care for the students, always putting the students first and advocating for them.
Yeah, and it was great to celebrate, and it's going to be an annual thing. This was the second one, Haley, and our friend Heather Fahey, Wendy's old friend from the University of
Pharmacy, yeah.
Minnesota. Yeah,
Yeah.
Fairview Pharmacy. They knew each other, and she did a wonderful job. And I had to go up and give her a big hoo. And we saw her. It was really interesting. We saw her up there. But she'd come to community a lot the last few years with Fairview, and people were lined up to get their blood pressure checked, and it's still the same thing at this powwow, Haley.
Yeah, Health Fairview, and I know they have, I think it's that Indigenous, what is it? Indigenous workers group or something, but really kind of advocating for Native American patients within the Health medical system as well, which is really important. So thank you, Heather, and that group for doing that.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's unbelievable. We're blessed to live in this community, and I know all around Turtle Island they don't have the advantages that we have here in the Twin Cities. And well, hey, we got a awesome guest, a couple guests coming up next, Haley.
Yeah, we do. We're going to have Willard Malebear back, who is the owner of Iktomi Tattoo and the founder of the nonprofit Art Shelf in Minneapolis. And we're going to talk about the Akitho Festival coming up this weekend in St. Paul. It's the 3-day event celebrating tattoo, arts, and culture.
I hear rumors, too, that he might have his own guest, too.
He does. Willard's going to be bringing in a special guest for us. So stay tuned to find out who that is.
That's awesome. We can kick back and let Willard take the show over. Oh, wow.
Something like that.
Yeah, right on. Hey, this is Native Roots Radio, and we'll be right back after this short break.
Signing up for $1 bus and train rides with the Transit Assistance Program, or TAP, is quick and easy. Do it straight from your computer or phone by uploading one of the pre-approved documents listed at metrotransit.org/TAP, along with a copy of your ID. We'll mail you a to-go card with a full year of discounted rides. For questions or translation help, call 612-373-3333. 612-373-3333.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis Air. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis Air dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune into Minneapolis Air on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
Your heart beats for generations.
Your heart is so many things. It beats all the time, and it works very hard to keep you moving through your day, keeping your thoughts clear. It's the most important organ in your body.
Every beat of your heart tells a story of love, resilience, and hope. Taking care of your heart means creating more moments with the ones you cherish. Learn more at hennepin.us/heart-beats. That's hennepin.us/heart-beats.
Have you considered a career in the museum field? The Minnesota Historical Society is now accepting applications for its Native American Museum Fellowship. The 10-week summer program is a mix of workshops, seminars, and hands-on internships at the Minnesota Historical Society. It is open to undergraduate students, recent graduates, and community scholars with an interest in museums and heritage studies. Learn more and apply now at mnhs.org/NAI.
Hi, this is Representative Sharice Davids from Kansas. I'm Ho Chunk, and you're listening to Native Roots Radio.
And we're back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is supported by Native American Community Development Institute, or NACD, in Minneapolis.
Hey, Haley, we're totally excited to have Willard back on. Willard, welcome as always to Native Roots Radio. Exciting news coming up this weekend, and let's get on with it and start talking about what we need to talk about. And I hear rumors Haley's got her, I don't know where you're getting that tattoo, Haley, but Haley's getting a tattoo this weekend.
I am.
Yeah.
Super excited. Shannon's doing it. It's a wolf, so a shunk-junk, as we say in Ho-Chunk.
Oh, welcome, Willard.
Yeah, hello. It's great to be here again. It looks like Sean Hu might be able to be on here, but just in voice. Looks like his camera may not be working, but
hello.
Yeah.
Hey, there he is.
Yeah. Yeah. So should I just jump into talking about this weekend coming up?
Let's talk about it. That's good. Let's talk about it. It's the whole show is going to be about now.
Sweet. Yeah, we're super excited about getting the show going. Basically been spending all day just kind of cranking out the details and the last minute hectic. Hopefully we didn't forget anything moments. But yeah, this weekend we got just a great lineup of vendors, artists, musicians. We got Sean Hu on the line, who is one of those talented musicians. Yeah, and even since this flyer, we've actually got a cool DJ who is the DJ for Superman. He's going to be doing his own set prior to when Superman comes on stage, DJ Element, which is I'm super excited about. I definitely love everything he has going on. He does the like DJ scratch turntable stuff, just super sick. But yeah, it's turning out to be just a really good weekend.
Well, let's talk about the where and who and how and the name of the festival. And it's going to be in downtown St. Paul, and it's this weekend from the 14th to the 16th. We're really excited. It's going to be downtown St. Paul.
Yeah, Intercontinental Hotel. It's the Mni Sota Akitho Festival, March 14th, 15th, and 16th. On the 14th, we will be doors open at 10. We'll have our opening ceremony at 10:30, and tattooing starts right away at 10. It'll mainly just be a vendor market, maybe a couple workshops, a couple of performances throughout the day. And then, oh yeah, there it is right there. I got some good friends that are going to be reading poetry later on in the afternoon. Gawaden, I'm not sure if you guys know who that is. It's going to be doing a really cool workshop down in the lower level. We will be having guest speakers. The mayor is going to be in the house, Mayor Carter from St. Paul. A district representative for St. Paul is going to be in there as well, doing some reading and presentations, probably during the opening ceremony. A couple performances, drum, and then in the evening is when the music starts kicking off. But I think Rob Fairbanks is going to open us out with some comedy, and then that'll kind of go right into the music.
This is Willard. This is amazing, and I have the schedule in front of me, Haley and Willard. This is unbelievable. This is just a total festival. It's unbelievable.
Thank you. Yeah, and just the first year, speaking, I heard you talk about proclamations from the governor. The governor did sign a proclamation that March 14th will be the Mni Sota Akitho Festival Day. We're Yeah, we were trying to get either Peggy or someone from the governor's office to come read that proclamation. I'm not sure if it's going to work out, but you know, we weren't expecting that, and so that was super cool.
Yeah, the governor's office supports Native Americans so much, and I just got to give them a quick shout out and a big deal. And a lot of it has to do with the lieutenant governor helping the governor in his ways, and it's really been a good partnership with those two. We got to see Peggy this weekend, and she's all about community and all about supporting Native Americans as she is in the Wolf Clan. Oh,
yeah.
Do you want to get your guest involved in here when he's going to play? And I just got to say too, you got Superman, and if you haven't heard him, he's an amazing artist, musician. We've had him on over the years on different things, and if you get a chance to go on YouTube and check out a few of his things, he's amazing where he layers music and does his own music at times, and goes voice over drum over another voice and samples the things. And you know, there's just unbelievable. Oh, hey, there's Sean. Who? Oh,
hey, who?
Yeah.
Go ahead,
the music,
Willard.
Sean can definitely go on. And maybe, Sean, if you want to explain the music lineup and the talents involved, because Sean's the music head here.
Yeah, appreciate y'all having me on.
Right on.
Yeah, the festival is coming together here for sure. I've been in the background, kind of helping Willard put musical acts together and kind of getting him in line with people like, you know, helping him book Stella and Superman and Thomas X and all those guys, helping put the lineup together. And yeah, everything's coming together here. It's great.
Sean and Willard, one of the things I want to mention too to our listening audience, we have a lot of allies that listen to the show. This is open to everyone.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. We just want to bring that up and remind our listeners this is open to everyone, and it's going to be an exciting. You know, it is a festival, and you guys are putting on something that I think started out with tattooing and has just blossomed into a lot of our modern culture as being Native Americans and first people of this continent.
Yeah, I think that you know, and it's something that I talk about all the time, is that we want truly, like, capital E, everyone to feel comfortable coming to this space. I mean, you know, it's not just for us, you know, progressive, liberal, indigenous people. It's for all people. You know, but celebrating indigenous culture is, in my eyes, you know, it's a bipartisan celebration. I think that this is a space for us all to come together and just celebrate what we have in common and our culture, and to invite in, like, our non-indigenous relatives and community to come in, you know, support indigenous economy, learn about indigenous artists, and just kind of, you know, I think for people that, you know, may not feel generally comfortable asking questions or, you know, coming and supporting artists, that we want it to feel welcoming to all people. You know what I mean? Anyone that comes in a positive, good way is welcome to come and partake.
You know, it's interesting, Sean. No, and you guys are rocking and rolling. It's interesting, Sean. We talk about Native Americans being still here, and you know, when you see an artist or a tattoo artist or a musician, it isn't like we're going to be singing powwow music. It isn't like all our paintings are going to have a teepee in it. You know, we're here in the 21st century too, Sean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think just touching on the base of you know, this being a festival for everybody, is we kept that in mind with the music as well. Like, these artists are Native American, but it's very modern. You know, this isn't, you know, we'll have drummers there, we're gonna have moccasin games there, but you know, specifically with my own music, you know, I sample a lot of powwow music. I work with the Iron Boy drum group, Little Bear Singers out of Red Lake, and I've made some really cool music like that. But you know, I'm mixing it with, you know, the things that I like. you know, the things that I want to make too, you know. And I feel like this lineup kind of embodies that idea of like taking our culture and bringing it to the modern time.
Yeah, that's what thank you, Sean. That's what I was trying to say. That's perfect. is that, we are modern Native Americans too. We're here and we have these great designs, and you can see Willard there in the background has a really cool design there in the background, and I don't see no feathers or smoke. It's looking cool. Yeah. So, I mean, this is a celebration of modern Native Americans. And I guess that's what I was trying to say, Willard.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that, anyone, any age or demographic is going to find something that they're really going to enjoy here, and hopefully be able to walk away with something. I think a lot of our workshops give people opportunity to, create something, walk away with something besides just an experience. And, we have such a diverse network of vendors. I think like there will truly be something there for everybody, whether you're into, traditional stuff or contemporary stuff.
Well, talking about traditional stuff, I love the husk doll making, and I want to sit on that. And I have grandchildren now too, that I can make some big husk dolls for them when they get older. So not now at this age, because they'll probably be chewing on them, but once they become a little older, Choka here will be able to make some gifts, and that would be great to go on to this, doll making exhibition for a couple hours.
Yeah.
Well, hey, let's take a break here, and let's fire up and let everybody know about this. Haley, give the rundown real quick here. It's happening this weekend.
Yeah, it's 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Intercontinental Hotel in downtown St. Paul, the Akitho Festival, celebrating tattooing, arts, and culture.
Hey, we'll be right back with Sean Hu and Willard Malebear Jr. and Haley Cherry. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Signing up for $1 bus and train rides with the Transit Assistance Program, or TAP, is quick and easy. Do it straight from your computer or phone by uploading one of the pre-approved documents listed at metrotransit.org/TAP, along with a copy of your ID. We'll mail you a to-go card with a full year of discounted rides. For questions or translation help, call 612-373-3333. 612-373-3333.
Do you remember that invincible feeling you used to have? The boundless energy, the clarity of mind, the effort with which you faced every challenge? What if you could feel that again? If you ever took a biology class and heard the term mitochondria, this is the powerhouse of each of your body's cells, and this is where energy is created to do all the things we do. The demands of modern life, such as stress, aging, and environmental toxins, decrease our mitochondrial function, and we experience things like decreased energy, brain fog, and we generally feel exhausted. At Hypercharge Wellness Centers, our treatments offer gateways to rediscover your lost essence, to feel alive, invigorated, and whole once more. Call or go online to schedule your free introductory session valued at $200 today. This is your opportunity to feel the difference for yourself. No matter where you are in the Twin Cities, there is a convenient location near you. Visit hyperchargeclinic.com now. That's hyperchargeclinic.com. Hypercharge is hope.
This is Chad, owner of AM 950 for Snap Construction again. Does your home feel colder than it should with the furnace constantly running? Or do certain rooms always feel colder than the rest of the house? Those are signs the attic in your home may need an insulation upgrade. Snap Construction can help by providing a free energy audit for your home's insulation. The average cost of getting new insulation can cost much less than a new furnace. Plus, Snap Construction is a BPI certified installer. That means if you use Snap for your next insulation project, you qualify for up to $650 in total rebates from your energy provider. After my free inspection, my insulation upgrade was completed within a few weeks and the rebate check was in the mail. Snap to it and reduce your heating bill this winter with Snap Construction. Call 612-333-SNAP. That's 612-333-SNAP for your free energy audit when you mention AM 950. Snap Construction, arguably the most well-reviewed exterior contractor and insulation company in the metro.
Turn to Auto Technical with your vehicle donation. We have families waiting for a car. You know, over 85% of unemployed are successful in finding and keeping a job if they have dependable transportation. A car plus a job equals a life changed. 612-919-5526. We have families waiting for a car. 919-5526 or autotech.org.
Reading can help manage stress and anxiety during these chaotic Trump years. If you're craving something lighter, check out Next Chapter Booksellers' new fiction tables. Explore their collection of Japanese and Korean healing fiction. They're cozy, whimsical stories filled with magical cats, quaint cafes, and more. Or if you're in the mood for something more intense, check out their upsetting shelf, filled with the strangest and most surreal novels you'll find anywhere. So have Next Chapter Booksellers help you keep your sanity over the next 4 years. More at nextchapterbooksellers.com.
With a look at your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Willia. Partly cloudy tonight with a low of 27, then Tuesday sunshine with a high of 42. The music is still the hottest at Crooner's Supper Club in Fridley. Crooner's is located just north of I-694 off Highway 65 and Moore Lake Drive. View their upcoming music schedules and food menus at croonersloungemn.com.
You're listening to AM 950, the progressive voice of Minnesota.
Oh, this is Dallas Goldtooth, and you're listening to the Native Roots Radio. Hoka, hicha, wecha.
Welcome back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is supported by Native American Community Clinic on Franklin Avenue in Minneapolis, honoring health and tradition.
Wow, this is an awesome show, Haley. We got some great guests here. We got Willard Malebear Jr. and Sean Hu. Sean, talk a little bit about your music. You know, when you were explaining it, it sounded like a little bit like Tribe Called Red and a little bit of a mixture of things. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, I get that comparison a lot, actually. Those are the OGs of our northern relatives up there.
Yeah.
I take a lot of inspiration from them for sure. I would say my music is a little bit heavier than theirs, I guess. Just always an idea I've had, you know. I'm a real big fan of like electronic music and dubstep and house music and all that type of stuff. And when I had the opportunity to work with some drum groups, I recorded a couple albums for them. Iron Boy is coming out with a hand drum album here, coming in March here, and I took a lot of the recordings from there and worked them into my music, and yeah, it's been a real fun process experimenting with it, you know.
Right on, Sean. Hey, Willard, are the tattoo artists, are they fully booked during the weekend? Can somebody like me sneak in for a butterfly on my neck or something? Oh, wow.
Yes. From my understanding, some of I would say maybe half the artists still have openings. A lot of the books of the tattooers did fill up, but I know most of them have at least a couple of appointments open throughout the weekend. And I can think of a couple artists that were just kind of jumping in the mix where they will be available for tattoos, especially flower tattoos from the neck up. So, or whatever it is that you're into. Yeah.
And you have all of the tattoo artists listed on the Akitho Festival website, right?
Yes. I think that some of them are still going to be posted today. If you go to the Akitho Festival Instagram page, they should all be listed on there.
Okay. Yeah, that's how I got scheduled with Shannon. And are the tattoo artists that are going to be at this weekend festival, are those the same artists that you have in-house at Iktomi Tattoo Shop?
Some of them. So me and Dee won't be tattooing, but Coleman and Shannon will be tattooing at the festival. But that would be it from us here at the shop. Our piercer, Thomas, will also be in doing piercings at the festival. But that's it for as far as artists from here at the shop. But there's some other local artists here. Nipinet, Catlin, they're from the Twin Cities, and they do amazing work. They'll be there tattooing also. And Nipinet and Catlin will be Both of them will be teaching some workshops. I know Nipanet and one of her friends will be teaching like traditional and like Cree traditional tattoo workshop on Friday at 4 p.m. We're just it didn't make it to the schedule, but we will be posting about it. And I actually think we will be revising the schedule and making that into a separate post. So yeah, just because we have a couple more things that are going to be added to it.
Well, you know, like Saturday night, it's awesome. You know, you got Superman, a meet and greet at 3. And then to really started off here in the main stage, main performance stage, you got Rob Fairbanks there, who's a well-known comedian, native comedian here. And then music. And I got to give Thomas X a shout out, Sean. He's a really well-known rap artist here in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's my boy. I actually produced his last album.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so, and I'll be DJing for him as well. So we're kind of like working out a little thing to do for our performance.
Right on. Well, I know if you need a 63-year-old man dancer up there dancing, I could help you out there, but no.
Speaking of our elders, Willard, do you want to mention kind of like pricing and how people can get tickets? Was it elders that got in for free? What is the age limit there?
So ages 60 plus are for free, and ages 4 and under are also free to the event. And we do have youth tickets available. I think they come out to like $23. But I think that's 14 and under. And yeah, I think that's it. But it's 60 and over are free.
Wow, I made it by 3 years there. I'm 63. Oh wow.
Yeah, there you go.
Perfect. Yeah, bring a date.
I don't know how my wife will feel about that, but
that's what I was talking about. Yeah,
I know. No, sorry, Willard. I got the jokes today. I don't know. I got to settle down here. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that, I think we really wanted to make sure that we showed up for our elders and throughout this event, and we're working on hopefully getting some of the elders over from Elders Lodge over to the festival and make sure that we kind of show up for them also.
What have you not thought of? You are covering all the bases on the schedule and these things. This is how long have you been working on this? Because you're crossing the T's and dotting the I's here.
Yeah, and hopefully not forgetting any of the other letters. I feel like I've been hyper focused on this for sure the last couple of days, but just really trying to make an event that has a little bit of everything that I would love to see, but also from the standpoint of someone that just isn't into what I think of or what I'm looking into. And and honestly, a lot of the hard work and brainstorming and backbone of this festival was done with my coworkers and the people that just helped me here at the tattoo shop. My really good friend Angela Richards is putting in so much work into just doing the vendor coordinating. We still have space for a couple of vendors if anyone out there is interested. Feel free to reach out to us through the website. But yeah, Angela's been doing so good. I would be lost if it wasn't for the amount of time that Angela's been putting into the festival. But yeah, I think we are doing really good for our first year. And hopefully we're not forgetting anything. I feel like at least once a day, I am like, oh wait, that thing. And then it's like, we need to make sure that everyone has power outlets for the vending booths. Like, how could we have forgot about that? Imagine the day of we get there and there's no power for any of the tattoo artists. Like, what a devastating memory, we almost didn't have any electricity. So,
wow. Well, Sean, were you helping out with the storytelling people? Because I see some names here like Leshke, Jerry Dearly, my dear friend Barry Hand will be there telling stories, and then we have a lot of other people. We got Lakota and Dakota. I don't see Ho Chunk telling stories, so maybe I'll have to be out in the parking lot telling some stories. Oh, wow.
Uh-oh, there's a missing letter.
Well, this is some key people. Sandra McKay and Marilyn Hall from Canada will be speaking too. This is an amazing thing that I can't wait to see, and that's on Sunday.
Yeah, and actually, Barry Hand will not be speaking, but everyone else is confirmed, and we are still looking for a couple more people to share their stories or do some teachings. I asked Lekshi Jerry if he could share some Lakota stories that I'm personally would love to hear, especially his version of things, and just kind of, I know he knew my dad really well, and they grew up in a very similar community. So I look forward to hearing him speak. And Fred, me and Fred share a lot of similarities in our stories and our path into recovery from incarceration and working with the community. So, he's gonna play a pretty pivotal role in those and at the entire festival, hopefully with, helping out with some opening and closing ceremonies and stuff like that. Definitely happy to work with Fred. He's doing amazing things.
Yeah, and Jerry, I've known him for years too. I taught at Harding High School with him, and he was the Lakota Dakota teacher. But even prior to that, the Little Red Schoolhouse, I mean, he's been in community working with our students and telling great stories and teachings for so many years, Willard.
Yeah. I feel like I haven't gotten as much Jerry FaceTime as I would like to. So, when we were thinking like who could we ask to, part in the storytelling thing, was like, oh, Jerry for sure came right into my mind. So definitely excited about that. And Austin Owen is going to be co-facilitating a lot of our ceremony, like opening ceremony stuff and some prayers and stuff like that. So definitely excited.
Wow. So, Sean, who are you excited to see musically this weekend?
I'm very excited to see Superman. I haven't seen him live yet. I've only seen just like videos of him online, but I've been a fan for many years. So it's been real cool being a part of this process to help him get here and all that.
Yeah, it's amazing. We've had him on over the years, and his original story when we had him on years ago was that he was a little worried about what he was doing, and elders came up to him and said he's doing good, and then he really kept on going, and so we always need to check in with our elders. But geez, Superman has a great story, and he's been doing it for quite a few years.
Yeah, he's a real inspiration for people like me, sampling our traditional music was always a weird line that I wasn't ever sure if I could cross, but people like Superman and people like A Tribe Called Red really paved the way for people like me.
Right. I still call them A Tribe Called Red. I think they changed their name, but
the hallucination.
Tribe Called Red yeah, I'll be wearing my Tribe Called Red t-shirt this weekend. So
yeah, for sure.
They just hit over like 1 billion streams on Spotify or something. They're
doing
really well. Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. Well, there's classic songs for there, and we're going to have classic songs that we're going to hear and will become classics. We're going to take a quick short break here, and we're going to talk some more here. We got you guys. I have to give you this prequel here. When we start the next segment, get ready to howl because Haley's going to give us the cue, right, Haley?
Oh yeah, we got to protect our Minnesota wolf population.
Right on. Hey, this is Native Roots Radio, and we'll be right back after this short break.
Unwanted sexting or photos, inappropriate jokes, even tickling or wrestling can feel like a violation. Catcalling, cornering, or groping, getting them drunk or high for sex, recording sexual acts without permission, hurting someone because of their sexual orientation, raping a family member, a child, a date, a friend, a stranger, purchasing a human being for sex. You make the choice every single time. Sexual violence is many things. Make a choice. Do not do it.
Sponsored by the Minnesota Indian Women's Sexual Assault Coalition.
Everyone knows I love Rudy Luther Toyota, but do you know who else loves Toyotas? Consumer Reports. They're out with their best of 2025 auto issue, and once again, it reads Toyota, Toyota, Toyota. Of the new 2025 models, Consumer Reports recommends the Prius, Corolla, Corolla Hybrid, the Camry, the Sienna, the Corolla Cross Hybrid, the RAV4, the RAV4 Hybrid, the Highlander, and the Highlander Hybrid. In almost every class, you'll find a Toyota. Find one for yourself at Rudy Luther Toyota, the southeast corner of 394 and 169 in Golden Valley.
Signing up for $1 bus and train rides with the Transit Assistance Program, or TAP, is quick and easy. Do it straight from your computer or phone by uploading one of the pre-approved documents listed at metrotransit.org/TAP, along with a copy of your ID. We'll mail you a to-go card with a full year of discounted rides. For questions or translation help, call 612-373-3333. 612-373-3333.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
Anine, I'm Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan, and you are listening to Native Roots Radio.
Welcome back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot. Old. Oh,
That's wolf language for no.
That's right.
They said no
I was
hunts
waiting
too.
for Sean Who to start howling, and then I was going to start howling. So.
Oh, all right.
I know, I unmuted you guys. I was waiting.
Yeah.
Well, next time, definitely. Hey, Willard, before we talk about the festival again, let's just talk a little bit about your shop and what some of the things that you have to offer. I just think I could have you on every week to talk about that. It's so unique and powerful what you do and do for the community. Could you just give a quick overview of what you do during the week?
Yeah, I mean, here at the Iktomi Tattoo, I would say, a lot of what we do here is just hang out, be sober, and help people on their artistic journey of self-expression. And we have just recently started doing our rebrand process into Iktomi Tattoo and Piercing. And we're happy to expand into doing that. And Thomas is just an awesome individual, and he's standing about 20 feet away from me right now as I speak about him. But I think that us here at the shop, it's basically family. I see this group of people as often as I see my child Crimson, as often as more than I see anyone. I'm here, and it's a blessing to be able to also be attached to the my nonprofit art shelf, and to be able to we do our sobriety meetings every Friday night at 7, and it's growing. I sometimes I feel like art shelf has this explosive potential to grow into like every community. And right now we're still in this like incubation stage where it's like, I can tell that someday art shelf is just going to be this big thing. And we're going to look back on when it was just like this crawling start. And, I'm just super humbled and happy to still be here and be sober and tattoo. And, I'm just ecstatic with the crew that we here at Tattoo Shop. We all support each other. Every once in a while we'll get on each other's nerves, and it's amazing how quickly we grow from any situation as a family. And, I'm super happy to be here. Everything's been going great.
And then just give the location so somebody like me, I can drive over there that Friday night and listen in on some sobriety talk. Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's 1415 West 35th Street. It's basically 35th and Hennepin over here in uptown Minneapolis. Depending on how you look at it, it's either the beginning or the ending of Hennepin. We like to think of it as the beginning. Yeah, we're just, we got a nice little spot here in the neighborhood. It's not a bunch of crazy traffic, but it's great.
Wow. Hey, Sean, how did you and Willard get together on this project?
So we actually met. It has to be a few years ago now. A mutual friend of ours, Rob. I was actually playing a show, DJing at, and we just kind of got connected like that. And we're both, indigenous artists, and we just really clicked right away. Started getting involved with Art Shelf. I'm a little over a year sober myself, so having Art Shelf as a space to be creative in has been a beautiful thing. So I'm real appreciative of Willard and all the crew over there. And so whenever he asked me to help with all this, I was more than happy to jump in. And essentially when he came up with the idea, he reached out to me and I was like, just put me, I don't know what I'm going to do, but just put me on board for 3 days. We're good. We'll figure it out. That's been the energy for this whole thing is we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
That should be on your t-shirts too. Hey, Sean, I just got to give you a big shout out because I got 40 years sobriety and Haley's got a couple years sobriety. And I know that first year is longer than 40 years. And Willard knows what I mean by that. That first year is a long year. So good on you.
I appreciate that. Yeah. And it's been a year of adjustment for sure. Outside of my artistry, I'm a full-time DJ. It's what I do for a living. I'm in the party environment. I get paid to, set the environment to party. I have residencies in Minneapolis in bars. And so that first year was definitely interesting navigating all that. But I feel like I'm in a good place now,
Yeah. Well, as long as you keep talking to your friends and doing what you need to do, doing the daily deal, you're going to be okay because we sobered up to join the human race, not to hide from it. And it sounds like you're doing good on that, Sean.
Yeah.
They say the opposite of addiction is connection, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
Community. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I appreciate that. I feel like people crave community for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Art Shelf has been a great place to foster that.
I just can't, like I said, Haley, we could have these guys on every week. It's just a positive, with things that are going on around the country and the world. It's just a positive thing that this little pebble is really, the old pebble saying thrown into a pond and the waves are happening. And then it's going to really, come to a head here this weekend.
Yeah, I know. I'm so excited. I've been looking forward to this ever since I saw this kind of be birthed as a thing. And I know I've been talking to a couple friends of mine too. I know there's a big tattoo festival. I think maybe it's in Arizona, but we were like, we need something like this up here. We have so many great people to amplify, so many great artists and musicians to be there. And so I'm super excited. I know on the schedule, it talked about some daily tattoo contests, Willard. I was wondering who's judging the tattoo contests and bringing that little friendly competition.
Yeah. So I wouldn't say it's a VIP list of judges. But right now we're still kind of like locking in the judges, and I don't want to say who they are yet, but I'm definitely not one of them. But we will. We have a couple of judges from the community here that we think know enough about tattooing and the tattooing styles to judge and make sure that they're tattooers also. A lot of the challenge has just been finding people that have been exposed to enough like indigenous tattoo kind of categories that aren't tattooing at the festival, right? And I wouldn't want to be a judge and then have there be some conflict of interest. Say if like Coleman did the best, floral tattoo, and it'd be like, oh, looks like you guys are stacking the deck a little bit. You know what I mean? So we're still kind of locking in the judges. But, I think it's going to be good. You know what I mean? And we're going to be posting all of the tattoo categories either today or tomorrow. And so if you have a tattoo that you want to enter in the contest, you're more than welcome to come down to the festival and enter it into one of the categories and get it judged. So, it doesn't have to be tattooed at the festival for it to be judged and for you to win a trophy. And on that note, all of our trophies are they're wood burned on some reclaimed wood. Another theme of our festival is trying to reduce waste as much as we can. Like even our festival badges are recycled material, compostable badges. Our trophies are on reclaimed wood, and they're just wood burned or laser etched in there. So,
right on. I got one of those lasers at my house too. I know what you mean. Know, but hey, one more time, Haley, on what's happening this weekend when people are just listening, getting in their car and listening.
Yeah, join us in St. Paul this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for the Akitho Festival, celebrating art, tattooing, and Native American culture.
A big pinigigi, Sean and Willard, for coming on. We got to do this more often. Keep up the good ups, and then let's have a room where all of us sober guys can have a quick meeting too. Oh, wow.
Yeah, we could do that. We could for sure throw that on the calendar. Sobriety meeting. We'll do it.
Right on. Hey,
All right.
This has been Native Roots Radio. We're still here. We are the 7th generation.
Signing up for $1 bus and train rides with the Transit Assistance Program, or TAP,